You think you gonna get what I already got? 5-star quarterback, Julian Lewis, whatever you want to call him, done did it. Commits on Pat McAfee. You knew when it was going to be on ESPN where he was going. There's only one other coach that gets it done. Only one coach that gets it done on ESPN, and that's Coach Prime. Jordan Seaton. We are now, 4 years in a row of landing himself just a massive fish for each recruiting class. But we're going to talk about why this one is monumental, for not only for Coach Prime, but for the Colorado Buffs in the future of this team and the future of college football. It's going to be a big one, baby. Roll that damn intro, baby. We were cooking. Shambles is the word we're going to use today, as that is what the haters are just stewing in right now, as Julian Lewis has committed. At a time where a lot of people, I know a lot of Buff, even supporters and creators were like, he's playing Colorado, he's going to Georgia, this is all just him playing a game, and at times it felt like that, but it always felt like there was a possibility. We read the tea leaves yesterday, that things look good. Could be a possibility. But what I want to talk about today is why Julian Lewis committing to Colorado is bigger than just a 4-star commit. It's bigger than just a top 100 player and Julian Lewis committing to the Colorado Buffs. That's much, much more than that, okay? Because you can say, well, listen, he's landed, of course, Travis Hunter, Kermina McLean, Jordan Seaton. Those are big fish. Those are big splashes. Jordan Seaton, number one offensive tackle in the country. How does this differ from those? Well, I'm going to tell you, so sit back and relax, okay? Those guys were huge. Those were great. But a quarterback is what puts a class together. You can put a lot of pieces around it, but the class doesn't really come together. People like to follow quarterbacks. That's just how it works. So now that you have a pillar, you have a leader that you can land on. Jordan Seaton, Kermina McLean, Travis Hunter, fantastic players. Will they pull in a few of them? Sure. But not what a quarterback to the class does. Okay? So these other pieces that Colorado has been talking about, that we've been talking about on this show, the Cardi Smiths, the Michael Carrolls, I believe that's his name, Alexander McPherson, Nathan, these kids from IMG, Christian Hudson, London Merritt, right? All these guys that we've talked about time and time again, that where do they sit? Needed an identity. Needed someone to push them over the hump of like, yep, that's where I'm going to go follow. You follow the quarterback, okay? Wide receivers will not come. Running backs, this will be, monumental, okay? The class has already skyrocketed from rank 66 on 3 to 46. Now, how does you look at this? If you look at 247, it's probably a little bit different. The way these two industries look at it is 247 does it by quantity, where On3 looks at it by quality. Okay, so they'll take the average value of a player versus just, you could stack a class full of 3 stars on 247 and be rated higher than somebody with 10 5-stars. If the numbers work itself out, because again, it's based on quantity. What's right or wrong, that's up to you. Okay, you make that call. I think with how the portal is, and again, how we've heard, how Coach Prime, how we said on this show is, it's going to be a quality approach for Colorado. They're going to go after about probably 10 to 16 guys versus the 23 to 28 that you typically see in a recruiting class. But guys are going to make an impact right away. So the quality is going to be there. And that's how On3 looks at this. I think it's very important to look at that quality number, because then you got to take a look and see, all right, how is Colorado going to be effective in the transfer portal, which they've been in the top 5 the last couple of years now. So you have a high-quality recruiting class alongside a high-quality transfer portal class, you're cooking with some gas. You're cooking with some cheddar, okay? Big-time stuff here with this massive pickup in Julian Lewis. We've been talking about it. It's like we've been saying it till we've been blue in the face. And it got to the point where it's like, could this really be happening? Is this really going to come to fruition? And here we are again, committing on ESPN, just like Jordan Seaton did last year. He was on with Skip Bayless. Julian Lewis was on with Pat McAfee. We were actually live for it. If you want to go back, we couldn't watch it, but you could hear the clip. You can hear him committing to Colorado. Absolutely huge. Now the matter of fact is, when's the next domino going to fall? When's the next domino going to fall? I believe this was Christian Hudson who tweeted this, says, let's go get it. Or maybe it's London Merritt. I don't recall who it was. But again, these are other guys. You've got Coach Devin. He just tweeted, we ain't done yet. Obviously, you've got to know that. You've got to believe that to be coming down the pipeline as well. And look, we talked about this exact tweet yesterday. When Cardi Smith decommitted, that was where my tea leads. That's where my brain went immediately, is that Julian Lewis reacted, right? And again, Cardi does not have an offer from Georgia. That's why I felt good about this. So you've got to believe that Cardi Smith, unless something comes from the clouds, is going to be next. Nathaniel, the linebacker, the linebacker from IMG, he's waiting till the 4th. We do know that. But the timing of all of this, 2 weeks until National Signing Day, can the Colorado make a monumental movement with this. I believe they will. Will the class finish top 15, top 20? Not that really any of that truly matters given the approach to this, but it has a huge potential to finish very high with some high quality players. Again, this is going to have the haters in shambles. They don't know where they're going to go from here. Passing the buck off. When you watch this young man's film, what I love, his pocket presence is fantastic. Great with his feet underneath him. Got a great deep ball. Just cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. A couple bad snaps. He doesn't even really get phased by it. Just picks it up, keeps it going. Knows where he's going with the football. You got to see the development they've had with Shedeur Sanders. Really interested to see how these keys will be passed off. The other big question mark, will Colorado go after a quarterback in the transfer portal? I know they got a few last year. Will they go after some more? It's going to be interesting, but this is a really good place to be. I think this is Julian Lewis's job to lose, to be, if I'm being honest with you. But we will see. Here's something also to note. I don't know about Julian Lewis's high school status, right? With the Buffs being bowl eligible, here's why this is huge. Stay with me here, okay? If he's able to early enroll, which most of these kids nowadays, 95% of them are able to early enroll, he'll be there sometime in December. Now, I don't know if they make the playoffs, even more practices the Buffs will have, which is huge. But at some point, Julian Lewis, if early enrolled, will be able to participate in those practices from my understanding. So this bowl game for the Buffs is much, much bigger than people may be able to even realize because, again, you get more practice reps, more time with each other, but also he'll be able to be a part of those practices. I don't think he'll be able to play, but he'll at least be able to see the process, more reps, more visuality of how this team is functioning, and again, what it's going to look like headed into spring. Huge. Huge. People don't think about that, but these are small things. Look, in a game of inches, you got to take every inch that you can get. This is monumental. You know what you need to do. You got to turn the bell on, subscribe, do all those things. We're on the way to 13,000 subs. I expect this to be buzzing over the next couple of days. This is monumental going to this Kansas game. We talked about that. We had a whole full breakdown on that too. I think this is this is the energy you need going into a game like this. This is big. This is huge. Smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace and love, baby.